Briefly, Ellen Coburn, PLU, senior, Bainbridge Symphony Orchestra, also a nanny, PLU Opera Orchestra, and she just got back from Italy on a 10-day tour or so, 13 days, with her college professors and other college mates. Check out the scene and the music scene. So, welcome back. All right, let's ask you a few little questions, if you don't mind. And that is, where do you think the collegiate classical music is heading? Yeah.
Well, I mean, being a music major in college, a lot of people hear that and say, oh, that must be so fun, and just, you know, a breeze. And it's one of the most difficult programs you can choose. A lot of people don't know that. It's up there with nursing majors, which is so sad because we don't get that same kind of recognition, and we're just over here having fun. And it is fun. I love my major. But it is a really difficult program, no matter where you go. There definitely, a lot of work is being done on, like, making it a very robust program, depending on where you go. Music education is very big, especially in this area. I'm not an ed major, but I plan to teach private lessons, which is around the same realm.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of...
No, that's all right. My next question would be, so when you're in college studying music, what's the rigor? I mean, practice time, and if you can share with us what's typical.
Yeah, so at least at PLU, the music core classes, they front load it on your first 2 years. So my first 2 years were all music classes, and whatever I could do to squeeze in gen eds, I did that. And I'm in the wind ensemble. I play flute and piccolo in the wind ensemble. I'm actually the principal in the wind ensemble. And then I'm also a principal cellist in the orchestra. I'm also in a chamber group playing flute, and I'm in the flute choir, the Sylvan Flute Ensemble. I take flute lessons, I take cello lessons. So on top of all the normal classes, I have rehearsals every day of the week. Every day, and usually until about 11 p.m.
Really?
Yeah, so morning classes are not my favorite because I'm usually in the music building till very late. A lot of people practice into the middle of the night because that's the only time we have. It's a lot, but we love it, and I mean, I do. I don't ask other people, maybe not. But yeah, so, and then once you become a junior and senior, it's doing, you know, like I have a minor, and printing and publishing is my minor. So now I'm working on those classes. I threw in a couple more gen eds, more music classes. I took some composition, and I'm still in all these ensembles. I usually take 17 credits every semester. It's just the life of a music major. You talk to communication majors and they have about 12, but, you know, nothing against other majors. It's just we don't get the credit that we deserve because of how much work we do, and it's a lot more than people think.
Yeah. And my last question, since you're studying classical music for the most part, so what does that mean, classical? Has to be 50 years old, 100 years old, or what?
Oh, not necessarily. I mean, being a classical musician, you know, we play everything from Baroque music to new compositions. So premieres, I've done a couple of different premieres with the wind ensemble. I played, actually, one of my friends wrote a woodwind quintet, and we played that. So the classical realm, I mean, it really is, it's anything, but it's also, there are different eras of classical music: Baroque, medieval, classical, romantic, and then 20th, 21st century, which is newer, modern. And, you know, a lot of people hear classical music and they think, oh, that's just boring. You know, Mozart, we don't want to hear that.
That's right.
But it's so many different things, and once you get in, I mean, I've taken so many music history classes and theory classes, and that's basically, you know, we study how music came to be. And my music history classes, we started all the way with, you know, Gothic era and the Gregorian chant, and we all went all the way to jazz and R&B and how those influences come into classical music. And we've played a couple of composers in wind ensemble who are inspired by R&B, and so they include jazz into kind of classical-ish pieces. And, you know, just so many cultures are influenced by it, and it's not just, and one of the things that I love about the program at PLU is musicians are kind of criticized for just studying, you know, the old white dead guys, the Europeans, which are very important to classical music in general, but You know, there's so many different musicians from many parts of the world, and they influence all kinds of music. And it may not be classical, but it's important, and I love all kinds of music. I mean, I'm a classical musician and I play French pieces, but I love AC/DC. You know, I like all kinds of rock. I like folk, jazz, everything. And so that's, you know, being a musician just grows your appreciation for all types of music.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Okay, I think we're ready to.
Okay. So what I'm playing is Fantasy. It's a French piece by Georges Hue. He lived from 1858 to 1948. He lived in France, Paris Conservatory. This piece was written as an end-of-year exam for the Paris Conservatory in 1913. It has no separate movements, which a lot of pieces do, like concerto pieces, but it has separate sections, lots of cadenza type pieces, sections. And it's actually written for flute and orchestra. I'm obviously unaccompanied today, but
I got you.
I don't think it'll affect you that much.
Yep.
Sorry, I couldn't bring an orchestra.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
me, tell them how did it sound over there? All right. So very
Thank you for having me.
appreciate it.
Any opportunity to play.
Okay.
Amazing.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. And here's a little thank you.
Oh, thank you.
For coming, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
I hope so.
Next time, something with a little more range would be great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you. That was my last jury piece for this last
Yeah.
semester.